pick up a Roger here.
I feel like if they pick up the Roger, then you can fight back with a Minotaur as well as a Julian. That is, there's a lot of ways to fight against the Roger, and it's mostly about having a very good chase or just a very good pickoff comp. Now, they're going to pick up the Terizla again coming in from VSG. Something that they do have to remember is that she didn't have a good time going up against the X-Borg. In the laning phase, as well as transitioning into the 6-7 minute mark of the game.
So if this makes it past the second phase, we will be expecting that ban coming through, as Roger and Minotaur, the heroes that Lefel mentioned earlier on, have been prioritized by Smart Omega Empress.
Pick up the Julian
Was
now.
this a trap?
It's honestly a trap that can be set by VSG, because even I knew the Minotaur is going to get picked up, right? So pick up something that can pick off the Minotaur, something like Ruby and Edith, and then a Julian. Then you have a lot of damage coming into the early game so that you can properly punish this Minotaur. If they have no pick-off at all, this Minotaur is going to be a big problem for them, because the way you deal with the Minotaur is pull him away from his team and then kill him before he has his second or third item, because usually you want to go for that Flask of the Oasis, or you want to build up small items just to have additional stats.
And if VSG want to play aggressive, that should help aid them in that regard.
Exactly. Yeah, so honestly, Julian and then Ruby, or... Oh, but they're going for Julian Faramis. Interesting. Looks like they are prepping that they're not going to win so much in the early game, so they're prepping for the Lord fights.
So they're going for team fights instead.
Yeah.
Right? They saw the opportunity that the Valentina was banned by Smart Omega Empress, and they pick up that Faramis just to even out that playing field. But before it even goes to that second phase, they straight up pick up that X-Borg.
Like I said, you got to remember, you pick up the Terizla, you got to expect the X-Borg coming. And honestly, again, it's not a... The Terizla is 50-50 in lane. It's honestly not punished so much by the X-Borg. In fact, most of the time, the Terizla can win because you have a lot of damage, so you can break that Firaga armor pretty fast. It's just doing the turtle as well as the Lord. So this is more on Smart Omega, seeing that Faramis, understand they want a longer team fight. And if you want a longer team fight, we can have a longer team fight. We have the healing coming in from the Minotaur, and we have sustained damage coming in from the X-Borg. And when the X-Borg has War Axe, yeah, their HP bars are gonna go down.
So do you think that maybe for VSG, they don't need to go for a setup hero? Or they should still go double down with that?
They should. They need...
What about Edith? Do you like Edith?
Edith, yeah. Edith or Ruby. They still need either of those two. They need something to stop that Minotaur.
Okay. So coming into the second phase, ladies and gentlemen, the Lilia has been banned out by VSG. Trying to take control of that mid lane, perhaps?
Yeah.
This has to be Faramis in the mid lane, right? Not Faramis Roam.
Yeah, this is Faramis mid lane for sure. They're banning out the Lilia as well as the Martis because you don't want to give priority over to Smart Omega Empress, because we saw what Smart Omega Empress can do with priority, especially in the mid lane. Because the way that they snowball the game is that once they get a Little Wanderer, they get an advantage around mid, they're going to transfer the advantage somewhere else along the map. So stop that from happening. Make it a 0-0 game up until the 4th minute of the game, and it's going to look much better for VSG.
Yeah, that Echo Express now for Omega Express, right? That early game snowball, that's what they're trying to deny here. Claude, though, picked up for that gold lane. I mean, technically, Harith has been left untouched.
And Brody.
Is that too much magic damage, though? Oh, what?
Brody.
Brody?
Honestly, Brody is...
DOD?
I mean, we saw Brody just now, right? Shelby's using it, but yeah, the Brody is a very good pickup here.
DOD.
Going up against the lineup coming in from Smart Omega, is just that the X-Borg, like, if the Brody skips the Sky Piercer and just go for straight damage, going for a Heptasis as well as a Malefic Roar, you should be okay to deal with the X-Borg. But if by the 5th minute of the game, you have like 2 kills, you can go for the Sky Piercer. You can dish out amazing damage against everyone coming in from Smart Omega.
But
it's all about
Lefel, what about the laning phase with the Claude?
Very good. I mean, it's not very good.
After
It's
level
okay.
4?
Huh?
Against the Claude, it's still good?
Honestly, Brody against the Claude, it's kind of like uninteractive. The Claude just wants to clear minion and then just go somewhere else. Like, probably going mid gold, is the Brody the one that wants to deal a lot of damage to the Claude. But because they have the chip, maybe the laning phase, no one really cares. You just want to get that gank at level at minute 3, and then just try to get a big advantage. This time they have a lot of damage in the early game.
So it's not just Smart Omega Empress that has the pocket picks down But it looks like VSG, they're pulling in out all their cards. So to answer our question earlier on, right, about VSG holding the cards, here it is. Chip finally in for VSG. We haven't seen them pick this hero quite up just yet. And now we are entering the second game. Can VSG equal this out 1-1, or will this be another victory for the Empresses? Casters, take it away.
Thank you so much, Eterna and LaFell. Nice tracks back on the desk for game number 2 in the semifinals. It's a best of 5 between VSG and Smart Omega Empresses. Now, we saw last game Smart Omega kicked it off quick. They did not let their foot off the gas, Naisu, at all. From mid to bottom to top, they were everywhere, doing everything all at once. VSG, what's the answer? They do bring a bit more of an aggressive comp, sustainable as well. They have some macro potential here.
Yep.
Is this going to be the answer?
I think it could be, especially the fact that, you know, earlier, even with a signature pick for Kiowe, that Benedetta, she wasn't able to utilize it the way that they wanted it to because of just how much momentum was built up early on from Smart Omega Empress. The Julian has been performing wonders for any teams that do draft the hero, even back when we saw it in MSC quite a bit. And I think that gives you enough early damage potential to possibly get the ball rolling, right? And that's something you want to be able to do. My biggest question is this Chip pick, who has kind of fallen off, you know, since we got to see him and the Lui Yi pick so much just in MSC. And then now I feel like teams are still kind of struggling on making the Chip work the way they want it to. Shortcut's still an amazing, you know, ultimate that you can bring the team in. But against this lineup that Smart Omega Empress has, you have to be super careful on the timing of the shortcut, because if you come in and then you get set up with a Minoan Fury or into the Last Insanity, or heck,
The Eternal Guard?
An Eternal Guard. Like, that is not going to be good for the lineup that is VSG here.
Yeah, we've seen some of these heroes be the answers to the picks like the Lui Yis, to the picks like the Chips, because everyone pops up in one spot, and boom, you just knock them up, you know? And that's the answer sometimes. So VSG definitely has to be careful about their timing. It might even be best to try to bait out a Minoan's Fury, then drop the shortcut. Things like that. Luckily, they do have this Netherrealm as well as, you know, a caution measure. So instead of maybe using it aggressively or anything like that, you wait for the Minoan's Fury, or when you see the Minoan's Fury coming, that's when you pop it. It pretty much gives you that extra life to continue the fight and null out the big knockup. So as we move on, Turtle is up. VSG going to be holding a small position.
To get the control they're looking for. Murray's level 4, though. They're going to go in with the Eternal Guard already. There's the Netherrealm. That's what they were waiting for. Shortcut going to be dropped down, too, but it's Manana that goes down first, the first blood. And they're all sent into the air as Kiowe goes down as well and finds the shot on Gay Lee. So she's out of the picture, and now Keshi chasing down for another kill, looking for the momentum that they had last game. And Smart Omega Empress will find it with 4 kills and a turtle.
4 kills plus a turtle, plus position on the map. The kills are going to go into the pockets. 2 to Amore, 1 to Keshi, 1 to Mirai. I mean, it's a good spread overall for Smart Omega Empresses. And it's already starting to look like a replay. Rianne now taking a little bit of damage.
Oh, Shanoa, she's going to go back with the BMI. But yeah, that's good that Rianne stayed alive there in that exchange. But I mean, look what that last minute got Smart Omega Empress. 2,000 gold lead already. This is very similar to what we saw in the previous game, Trex.
Yeah, it's already very troublesome. Luckily, Rianne was not in part of that slaughter, so still keeping gold, pacing with Shanoa here, because what we've seen a lot of time is gold laners can change the game state. So a lot of things are going to already kind of put onto Rianne's shoulders here. And having this Brody, we saw that it can work well, but you definitely can't take some early game deaths. You need to be able to get some of those items, and you're normally going to pick up the Blade of Hepatus first. Then maybe, if you want to do it like we saw previously, pick up the Sky Piercer, look for some stacks. But since they're already behind 4 kills, Sky Piercer might not be the way to go, because it's going to be tough to get stacks in. Maybe you just go straight for the bot or something of that nature.
Ooh, right, whoa. Send Gailey to the moon.
Right in the kisser.
Right in the kisser at that point, man. And this is the thing, I feel like even from the previous game, Gailey had the Minotaur. And it's more or less the same thing. Even with this chip, she's gone in 2 seconds. And that's not what you want to happen for VSG, because every single time, Smart Omega Empress will make that play. And it just furthers the lead they have. And off that, they're going to get this extra gold from the turret. possibly the turret if they stay down here long enough.
Oh man, and just bullying Rion. In goes Chip though, Gay Lee.
Gay Lee again. She's gonna flicker forward. Actually, they want to fight this Killway. Goes in too, but they can't find anything. There's the knockup though, but no one's Fury is gonna be used for Murray. She stays alive, she jumps back in. Blazing Duet into the penalty zone. They might be able to pick up a kill here, but the Nether Realm also keeping VSG alive. No one goes down in exchange, and after all those ultimates were expended, Turtle's now up.
And after all those things were expended as well, they're losing a tower up in the top side. Nadayami should be able to take this out. A couple more hits. I mean, even if she doesn't take it out now, it's going down quickly soon. Back at the Turtle, though.
Crash course into Murray. Murray's going to get dragged a little bit by the Stampede, but still Eternal Guard going to be dropped down. She hops over the wall. Murray will be able to survive. Keshi just walks in, takes the Turtle with the Retribution. What is happening here? Everything is falling into place for Smart Omega Empress.
That was a hold my beer moment right there. That was hold this phone, hold my phone moment. Walk in, click the retry, walk back to the jungle, do my thing. I mean, very clean by Keshi. And we've been seeing this, and one of the things about Killway is Killway normally does a great job in these neutral objectives. Does a great job in like, you know, even by herself is able to come in and get these big steals. So at this point, Victory Sound Gamers, once again, they're already in a downward spiral in game 2, and they're gonna have to buy some time here, do something. Luckily, still Rion sitting deathless. Only a level behind Shinoa, which, yes, it's bad, but it's not as bad. You know, we're doing what we can here for VSG, but let's take a look at some of these items. Killway did just get Genius Wand in, which is huge, but looking at her counterpart, Keshi right now, we've got Windtalker going into Endless Battle next.
Yeah,
going into Endless Battle next? Instead
like
of, yeah.
Hold on. Here on the bottom side, Murray. She's quite tanky, but will she be able to survive this? The shortcut comes in too. There's the penalty zone, gonna find Shinoa. She has to flicker out. So a kill on the board now for VSG. Good decisive decision there to pick something up. And they could slowly start to put the pressure here, trying to get this tier 1 turn in the bot lane. Shinoa tries to clear it with that Blazing Duet. They'll clear the minions out, so they hold on to the turret, but they lose the one in the mid.
Yeah, man, and this is one of the things that Smart Omega Empresses does so great. They start these fights in the off lanes, or they start these fights by the turtle. Well, 2 or 1 member huddle into the next spot, and when VSG is down like this, they're really expending all of their utilities just for that fight, and it turns into a 5v4 or 5v3, and that's exactly what Smart Omega Empress wants. So Victory Song Gamers either have to make this choice where they're going to spread out a bit more and cover the map, or they actually need to get the kills in these fights when it's 5v3, you know, when it's 5v4. Last turtle of the game up right now. Do they even really try to contest this? They're at a big deficit. It could be risky.
I think if they're going to have to pull this off again, it might just be up to a steal, possibly, because they're going to keep Rian there. She's been farmed up, like you mentioned, pretty well. That's probably a saving grace later on if they can make that work. She's going to make her way up now. They might want to join this because it is a Lord take. Ooh. And for Smart Omega Empress, they just waited for this to happen, and now they're going to go ahead and start it up, looking for their own setup. Rian's still not a part of this. She's just going to grab the buff, grab that orange buff. So right now, it's just kind of a standoff here.
Yeah, honestly, it might be the best play just to have Rion take orange buff. It might have even been a decent play to have Rion just play long lane, maybe get a tower of this, because, as I said, this is a risky Lord to try to contest. Smart Omega Empress just really hitting their mid-game power spike. Keshi's going to be doing a lot. Amore's already doing a lot. Nadayame's going to be super hard to kill. And right now, Victory Sound Gamers, because they're behind, they have to play tight for this Nether Realm, and that's exactly what Mireille wants on this Minotaur. Try to get that big Minoan's Fury. So Victory Sound Gamers, I think it's in their best interest to just play this slow. Don't force anything. It's in their best interest to just get your minion waves, get a little bit more gold. Smart Omega Empress, on the other hand, I think it's in there just to maybe rush this Lord. You don't want this game to go on too long.
Yeah, I think they got enough information, and that's why you see them starting it up. Gailey's still here, so she's going to go ahead and give this information to the team, but look at Rian, she's still down there. They can come in any time with the shortcut, though, and that's what they're going to play around. I wish that Rian actually was able to push that turret a little bit earlier on, but that's just going to be a Lord freely in the hands of Smart Omega Empress.
All right. VSG does get 1 tower out of that push, but now they're going to be on the defensive mode. My guess is they lose at least 2 tier 2s, possibly all 3. Luckily with that bottom lane push, it might help stall this a little bit. But knowing Smart Mega Empress, they're going to freeze up these lanes and get a nice solid all the way around push. And the way they've been approaching the map in general, being kind of split up, running in 2s and 3s, they're going to get as much as they can. Back at the purple buff though, Nadayami's frag armor does get procced. Smart Omega on the attack.
Waiting for that Lord. It's going to go find that tier 2 now on the top side, but it's up to VSG. You know, do they have enough? It was still the Holy Crystal being worked on too by Killway. And, you know, so far it's like even this, now that the Flask of the Oasis is picked up, a lot of the times just the heal alone from the Motivational Roar is enough to kind of negate the damage that they built up. That's the Holy Crystal now being locked in. So she's at least on point for that, but can they stay in this game even with a lead? The shields are going to pop here in these base turrets. They go in with Last Insanity, going to push them back a little bit further. They popped the half health already, trying to possibly get the Nether Realm out, but they go in one more time. There's the Nether Realm. That's everything Smart Mega Empress wanted. They jump in, Murray goes in with the Middle and Fury. They find a couple kills off of it, again, in a decisive manner at the 11-minute mark. Smart Mega Empress still fighting it out. Keshi, though, will go down. They couldn't end the game here. A little overzealous on the push. They still have waves coming in, though.
Yeah, they still got waves, they still got Shinoa.
They still have Shinoa, Synchro, and Gailey here together. What can they do? Just the 2 of them. I think it's just going to be some more base turrets, though.
Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Minimum back on the map now. Smart Omega Empress knows that the push is over, but they got so much more than I thought they would. I thought maybe they pop a couple shields on the inhibitor, maybe they get 1 inhibitor. And Victory Song Gamers, you know, I think once they lost the tower, once they got the Lord down, it was time to back off. They stayed a little bit too long. The knockup came in. The NetherRealm got baited out, and Nadayami did such a great job at using that Last Insanity just as a zone back to guarantee the inhibitor, right? Zone them all just enough so that their team can get a couple more shots off on the inhibitor. Once that top inhibitor goes down, it cracks open the base. Keshi gets the kill on Rion, and that's when it really kind of sealed the deal for him.
Yeah, at least Rian gets a couple kills, you know, in the exchange, because I think at this point, you really have to rely on the fact that we're almost in a situation, because it's almost 10,000 gold difference again, where it's like we just have to get what we can. And I feel like that last defense was pretty much that. You know, it could have been a game-ending push as well, but like I said, Smart Mega Empress wanted to just push it a little bit further, got punished. And so this might be a breath of hope here for VSG to go ahead and turn this game around. Again, they're in a position where can they actually find space here in this Lord take? Or is it just going to go in the hands of Smart Mega Empress and then have to defend once again in the base? I think they have to go ahead and evaluate that, and that's why Gailey's going to make her way up here. Again, she can drop down that shortcut and allow Rian to even make her way up here for the fight. What are they going to do here? It's a quarter of the health. They're going to spot him out already. The BMI going to be used by Shinoa to back. And once again, still kind of taking their time with the Lord take. Not Ayanami keeping them at bay. None already less than half health, just alone for Not Ayanami. And they get him low enough that they're actually going to push them back completely and just take the Lord here. Great plays here, great decisions from Smart Mega Empress.
At this point, it feels like Smart Mega Empress wants them to come and contest.
Yeah,
like they're looking for the bait. They're looking for the, we don't even really want Lord right now. Come on, because they can chip them enough down, as we just saw, just by getting close to Lord. And at any moment, Smart Omega could just turn the tables, attack, leave the Lord behind, attack them, and it could be devastating for VSG. So VSG really has to watch out how they approach this.
With that, they might still get this last turret even before the Lord makes its way. No minions there, though, just yet, so they hold on a little bit longer. Kiana picked up also here a little extra damage to Divine Glaive, but now for Smart Mega Empress, fully locked and loaded here. They push in with the Lord. Their eyes set, just going into the base. That last turret going to be going down. Lord almost done, almost worked with VSG. Can they pull off a defense? Gailey has to flicker out, and they still wait. These waves pushing in. They can see that Sword going to be used by QA. She has to go heal up. NetherRealm already dropped down too. A penalty zone going to find multiple members, but still Smart Mega Empress going to fight back. Keshi picks up a kill. Minun falls as well. There's the last Insanity, and that will be game 2 again in the hands of Smart Mega Empress.
There's the last Insanity. And there could be just one more game here. Smart Omega Empress, man, they're just built different right now. VSG doesn't seem to be able to keep up. And they're trying, man, they're drafting decently. They're getting some clutch picks in. But Smart Omega Empress, I think at this point, there was just a dip happening.